Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. You may or may not remember this, but when I first started this channel, I was supposed to have a video about how to talk to your kids. You know, the mommy brain syndrome, right? Okay, so I totally forgot about it, so here it is right now. How to talk to your kids. So, how do you talk to your kids? For me, it was a journey, and it still is. Because, as I've mentioned before, we are strict parents, but not severe. So while I do want my kids to listen to certain things and have great listening skills and, you know, obedience and stuff, I also want to develop trust and communication between my kids. So there is a fine line between totally strict and at the same time understanding. So here's how I go about it. Again, every couple has their ways of going about it with their kids. In a couple, both parents have different ways of going about the same issue, right? So here's what I'm doing, okay? So what I want is to treat my kids, first of all, as a human being, as a separate individual, with respect. We treat them with dignity, with kindness and compassion, and of course, with love. I also want to treat them with authority. What I mean by that is I don't intend to be my kids' best friends or their classmates. I am your parent, and that's that. The main struggle I've had is to speak with clarity because there is a lot going on in here. And if I'm not crystal clear on what I want and what I expect from them, then they're just confused because they don't know all that stuff happening in there and they don't know why it's there. And the one thing I wasn't really used to is giving choices. So I sometimes do offer choices, but some other situations do not require me to give them choices. And then the last thing is I leave room for flexibility. So I try to be, you know, flexible with the rules that we have at home. I still try to be flexible because at the end of the day, they are kids. We try to ourselves be the best version of ourselves that we can be, and also teaching that to the kids. You know that nobody's perfect. Right now, there are 5 individual personalities in this house, and all 5 of us have to learn to live together. And later on, that's gonna transpire in you as a member of society, member of your community, and it all starts right there at home. So we don't do name callings. It's something that personally, like I mentioned before, I can never be more grateful to my parents because that's something we were not raised with. I have heard it, but my mom had done such a great job over the years of teaching us the power of words. How name calling can be so negative and so detrimental to someone's upbringing that I have never done that, and we are teaching the same thing to our kids. So, as we prepare our kids to be the future leaders of our society, we want them to have a well-rounded, well-balanced life. I've learned over the years that parents projecting their frustrations onto their kids doesn't help the kids at all. If it does anything, it's just damaging their self-esteem, the self-image, the confidence, and that's not something I want for our kids. It's a lot of conditioning for certain parents, I understand that. But thinking of the future, like what is the goal here? Every parent, I'm sure, does the best that they can for their kids, hoping that every decision that they make, every step of the way is the right decision. Among the things I've learned is, like I said before, I'm impatient. It's been a work in progress all my life. I'm better, I have to say I am better, but when the moment comes and I need to talk about, I don't know, let's pick an example, like undoing your lunchbox after school is a problem. So after the first, second, and third time that I say this, I have to take a few deep breaths and then go back. And something I've learned, I was always the blaming kind and I didn't even realize when that happened. So instead of going the, you never pick up your lunchbox, now I learned to say, I don't appreciate when I have to repeat that over and over again. Please do an effort. And guess what? It actually did work. So people you meet along the way, you talk to and you learn a thing or two from them. You get tips here and there. And yeah, this one actually worked for me. The bottom line is we don't know what the future holds. We want to arm them with the right tools. We want to maximize their chances at happiness. And that's not with the material things. It's not depending on how others treat you is like the inner happiness, the how you bring yourself joy. The way we talk to them has such a big impact on their personality and on who they become as a person. How I talk to my kids basically becomes their inner voice growing up. So the first thing is, how do I want their self-talk to be like? I hope any of that made sense. It sounded like a whole bunch of ramble. You know, at the end of the day, we all want the best for our kids. So I'm gonna stop talking now. If you have anything else to add, if you don't agree with anything I just said, leave me some comments below. I would love to answer. If you hear any noise in the background, it's time for me to stop this video now because baby's just woke up from her nap. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the family if you haven't already, and let's keep that conversation going, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!